Firstly, media personality Mike Willesee purchased Let's Get Physical for an undisclosed sum believed to be $1 million. No sooner was the deal completed than the colt became ill, and his place in the field was the subject of conjecture right until the Saturday morning scratching deadline, when he was ultimately withdrawn. Rory's Jester was left without a rider when Darren Gauci took a nasty tumble at Provincial Ballarat in Victoria. Ron Quinton, who had won 2 of the previous 3 slippers, had been mulling over his prospective mount, but seized the opportunity when Colin Hayes offered him the ride. The pre-post favourite was New Atlantis, but many astute Sydney racing men shied away from the South Australian champion after he drew near the outside of the field. So now the best 2-year-olds in Australia are set for Australia's richest ever race, the 600,000 Group 1 Golden Slipper Stakes.
And getting away speedily, Osaka hit the turf in front of the field with Sudden going with it, and then Palomino Star showing surprising dash, and Rory's Jester. Super Swift is in there, and they're followed by Wonga Prince and then Timothy, and they're followed by No Patrol. No Parole is in a fairly prominent position, and they're followed then by Acumen, well back Dandeliera. They're followed by Beach Gown and Marchakita. New Atlantis back amongst the tail-enders, Swift Cheval, and True Version has dropped out last. Super Swift in front of stablemate Palomino Star with 700 to go, then Rory's Jester. They're followed by Speed Check and then Sudden. They're followed then by Timothy with New Atlantis coming around No Parole. They're followed by Wonga Prince and Swift Cheval well back, followed then by Acumen. A long way back to True Version, who's back amongst the tail-enders, Dandeliera and Marchakita well back, and so is Beach Gown down past the ledger. It's Palomino Star coming at Super Swift. Here's Rory's Jester coming off the fence. Acumen's pushing up, and Speed Check's making a run, and look at Timothy barging its way through a line of leaders, and New Atlantis down the outside. Rory's Jester in front of Speed Check with New Atlantis putting in a good run. Anything can win. Rory's Jester in front. Speed Check trying hard, but Rory's Jester has beaten Speed Check. I'd say True Version, then came New Atlantis, Timothy.
While there was undoubtedly an enormous amount of merit in the performance of Rory's Jester, several aspects of the race should be noted. New Atlantis, True Version and Marchakita all had a shocking passage, while Sudden and Osaka were both knocked out of the race in the straight. The winner is sired by Crown Jester, the beaten favourite in the 1981 Golden Slipper, and he, in turn, is by the 1970 Slipper winner Baguette. Crown Jester thus became the first initial crop stallion to sire a Golden Slipper winner since Todman got Eskimo Prince in 1964. Rory's Jester gave Colin Hayes his first Golden Slipper win.
Just waiting for the starter to mount his rostrum, which he's about to do. True Version a little fidgety. Gates open, off and running in the slipper, and Acumen from the rails barrier hesitated, missed the start a length. He's a clear last out of the gates. Palomino Star began brilliantly, and so did Rory's Jester, and Super Swift is showing any amount of early speed. Wonga Prince is right up there with them in the early parts, and not far away on settling down as Timothy, followed by Sudden, then Osaka. Acumen improving from Dandeliera. At the head of the others came Beach Gown. New Atlantis a long way back as they settle down. He's in front of only about 3 horses, and then Swift Cheval, followed by True Version, and back at the tail is Marchakita. Through the gap onto the course proper, 600 out. Super Swift is just the leader from his stablemate Palomino Star. Rory's Jester in 3rd place, followed by Sudden. On the rails, Timothy as they near the turn. Osaka's about 5 deep, and New Atlantis has to go 7 and 8 wide on the home turn. Into the straight, and the bolter, Super Swift is the leader. Clear by a length and a half on Palomino Star. Rory's Jester under pressure. Acumen getting along the rail, followed by Speed Check on the outside, and further out is New Atlantis, but inside the 200 mark, and Rory's Jester headed Super Swift. Speed Check is trying to get to them. Rory's Jester in front, close to home from Speed Check. New Atlantis and True Version late on the scene, but Rory's Jester won the slipper. Speed Check, I think, got 2nd, 3rd, either True Version or Timothy. Close up in a photo, then New Atlantis and Marchakita, followed by Swift Cheval. At the head of the others, Acumen, Dandeliera, No Parole, Palomino Star, and then Wonga Prince, well back Beach Gown and Osaka, and Sudden is last home in the slipper of 1985. Ron Quinton's Golden Slipper, Ron Quinton's 3rd Golden Slipper Stakes, per medium of an amazing piece of luck. Darren Gauci was to have ridden Rory's Jester. He was injured in a fall at Ballarat last Tuesday. Clerk of the course, Jack Bryant, is about to pick up the winner, Rory's Jester. Jack, if you can hear me, let's see what that winning jockey's got to say.
You won, Ron. Good on you, mate. Lovely. Had a good run?
Yeah.
Did you?
On the fence, not 2 leaders, got split between them.
Did you? Yeah. Yes, he's just too strong for him at the finish. He was holding right, everything on the line. Did he?
Jack Bright talking with Ron Quinton as the runners pull up after the Golden Slipper Stakes. An amazing piece of luck for Ron Quinton. The winner, Rory's Jester, number 4, is going to pay $5 and $1.55. Second, possibly Speed Check, to return $1.25. In fact, the numbers are up, 4.11.6. And True Version has run third on the place tote, $3. So 4.11.6, the official numbers. Rory's Jester to pay $5 and $1.55.
Yeah, what a thrilling race it was, John. Rory's Jester gets to the lead. I thought Speed Check was just going to pick him up here, but to be fair, Rory's Jester held into the line, was running about a bit, Rory's Jester. His second run, the Sydney way of going, but he safely held the runner-up Speed Check, and really, I don't think there can be too many hard luck stories from what I saw in the Golden Slipper Stakes of 1985.
All right, on the turn into the straights, New Atlantis was carted into no man's land on the corner. Under the circumstances, New Atlantis ran a tremendous race. He must have been 8 and 9 wide. Watch for him on the right-hand side of your screen in the white breastplate. He's got the purple cap and the white breastplate. Now, just inside the 200 metres mark, for a fleeting second, I thought he was still some hope of overhauling the leaders. He seemed to pick up ground quickly. Oh, gee, it was rough and tough back behind New Atlantis there. And I've just noticed on the replay that Osaka was very badly checked, and that knocked him right out of the race. Rory's Jester grabbed the lead. Speed Check got to second. Super Swift and Timothy over near the rails were battling on. Look at True Version, and New Atlantis with the white breastplate is still right up there. And look at Marchakita right down the outside. She too made up many, many lengths. Well, there's Ron Quinton looking extremely poker-faced when you consider that he's just won his third Golden Slipper Stakes. Now he's breaking into a grin. No doubt Ron would certainly be feeling sorry for Darren Gauci, who would have ridden the winner had he not been involved in a sensational spill at Ballarat on Tuesday last. In fact, it was an amazing fall. The horse didn't actually come down, but Gauci thought it was going to fall after it snapped a leg, and he bailed out. The thought that ran through Gauci's mind was obviously, gee, this is going to fall, I better get off. He landed awkwardly and suffered fractured ribs and 1 or 2 other minor injuries, but it has cost him a Golden Slipper win. In fact, there were people who were critical of the fact that on such an important week as this, that Darren Gauci would even bother riding at a country meeting in Victoria. And no doubt Darren will be kicking himself right around the lounge room at the moment as he watches the Golden Slipper telecast. Commiserations to you, Darren, if you are watching. But that's racing and that's life. Ron Quinton has been able to snare his third slipper, Ken, under very lucky circumstances.
Yeah, thanks very much, John. Well, I have one of the lucky owners with me at the moment, and not only an owner, but the girl who bred Rory's Jester. Congratulations, Belinda.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's really a Cinderella story, because after selling him at the yearling sales, I think for $10,000,
yes,
you insisted on buying part of him back.
That's right. I certainly did.
You just didn't want to see him go?
No, well, I brought him into the world, and he was born on my birthday, and it's just unbelievable. It's just such a thrill to have, you know, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, I think, to
and is there any,
owned and bred a Golden Slipper winner.
It certainly is, sweetheart. And is there any little Rory's Jesters on the way?
No, the mare's over in New Zealand at the moment, and she missed a Dansatore last season, and we're going to leave her there and send her to him again this season. So we've got a lovely yearling filly at home.
She's certainly worth a lot of money now.
Moss.
Okay, I'm sure you'll sell her.
No, we're going to keep her and race her ourselves.
Good on you. Might be another Golden Slipper in a couple of years.
I hope so.
Congratulations. A very excited lady, and well she might be. Over to you, Michael Gibson, where Colin Hayes has just come into the enclosure.
Thanks, Kenny. Yes, the trainer, Colin Hayes, besieged by the press from right around Australia. Colin, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Your very first slipper winner. How's it feel?
Yeah, fantastic. Been marvellous.
Yes. The sire too, Crown Jester.
Yes, well, he's obviously going to make it, Crown Jester. I just spoke to Jack Ingham and he said thank you. So he was delighted too, of course. A great start for Crown Jester.
Would you like to send a cheerio at least to Darren Gauci?
Sure. Well, Darren, I'm sorry you wasn't here. It's just bad luck.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That's Colin Hayes, the trainer of Rory's Jester, the winner of the Golden Slipper today. And as he said, a very happy man here is Jack Ingham. Jack has the sire, Crown Jester. Crown Jester finished 4th in the slipper, and in his very first season as a sire, Crown Jester's come out and side the winner of the Golden Slipper, Rory's Jester. The hard luck story today, again, Darren Gauci, no doubt watching down there at home in Melbourne. Darren, bad luck. We'd love to have seen you ride the winner up here today, but that's it, that's racing. And Ronnie Quinton, who rode Masqué to win the slipper, who rode Sadapper for Mike Willesee to win the slipper, today has ridden the winner, and that's Rory's Jester.
Well, there's a spectacular sight in the mounting enclosure, the winner being adorned by a beautiful garland of flowers, and the gold and purple satin rug has been draped across Rory's Jester, and he's a lovely quiet colt, isn't he? Quite often these thoroughbreds are more stirry after they've raced than they are before a race, because the adrenaline's still pumping, and there are many other thoroughbreds that would be walking all over those people down in the enclosure at the moment. But he's a gentleman, isn't he? What a lovely, kind, sweet-natured horse he is. You'd never believe that he's just raced over 1,200 metres in a scrambling golden slipper in 1 minute 10 and 3/10 seconds for the 1,200. One length, a long head, the margins, and 1:10.3. OK, look at this for the charge of the Light Brigade. It makes you realise just how wide on the course some of these jockeys have to go to make their runs. And you'll see Rory's Jester with the white blaze, about 5 horses off the fence, with Quinton throwing everything at him. On his immediate outside is Mick Dittman on speed check, and True Version with the yellow cap, New Atlantis, and further out in the green colours and also with the white blaze, the horse that has probably run the best race of all, the New Zealand filly Marchikita, because she was absolute last as they came through.